pivotal moments in the Monday Night Wars, which was the Montreal screw job and Bret leaving WWE, coming to WCW, which was huge at the time because Bret was, if not the most popular wrestler in the WWE, top 2 or 3 at the time. What were your discussions with Bret? What led to Bret leaving in the first place? I know it's been talked about for years, but I want to hear it. And since I'm up here, that's the question I'm asking.
Do you want to go first, Richard? I had, and again, I don't recall date specifics, but I had a conversation with Bret about a year previously, I believe, a year and a half. Got along great with Bret. I think I met him in LA. We met at a hotel, and I liked him. He just felt like a real down-to-earth person to me, and he obviously was a great performer and a great character. I looked up to him in that respect. And we got along really well, but for whatever reason, we didn't do a deal. And it wasn't, because I didn't offer him enough money. There was no animosity or tension. It was just we agreed that it was probably not a good opportunity, and we went our separate ways. And then we started talking again. I don't remember if he called me or I called him. He probably would have called me by that time because I was getting my ass kicked legally for a lot of other things that I had been doing. So by that time, I was very cautious about infringing in any way on WWF contracts. So I would assume Bret called me and we met again and we talked. We talked over the phone a lot, and he decided to make the move. And I remember I was in Wyoming when I had the conversation. I actually remember exactly where I was standing when I was on the phone with him. And he asked me about bringing a belt, and should I bring that with me? And I said, not necessary. And it was, well, what if they want me to drop the belt? You drop the belt. It's okay. You're Bret Hart. You're not Bret Hart the belt. You're Bret Hart. People will still know who you are and respect you and want to watch you, whether you have the belt or not, or you drop it. It didn't matter to me. But that was the thinking.
You didn't think about, considering that you'd done that already with Medusa, about having Bret come on TV with the WWF title?
No, by that time we were engaged in federal litigation, copyright infringement, all kinds of other crap. Even if I would have wanted to do it, I would have an army full of attorneys from Turner Broadcasting that would have stomped a mud hole in me.
Bret. Canadian hero. Bret, he did, Eric, they had talked like a year before, and it was at a time when Bret's contract was coming up. Vince offered Bret a very lucrative contract, paying him the most money of anybody he'd ever paid before in the history of the company. And as he got into it, Bret wasn't happy. And it went on and on and on. And then it got to the point where Vince was paying him so much money and looking at this going, I can't continue to do this anymore. He went to Bret and he said, look, if the deal's still on the table for WCW, or if you want to use me as leverage for WCW, you have my blessing to go back to them, get the best deal that you can, and, tell them you're in a bidding war, whatever you want to do. And so that's how the second one of Bret actually leaving came about on the WWF side. But Bret going into Montreal, it just was a difficult time. The animosity between Bret and Shawn at the time, and going back and forth, debating what we were going to do for that finish. And Vince deciding, whatever, the night before, and told very few people and did what he needed to do because he wasn't confident.
Did you know about it, Chance? Did you know about it, Bruce?
No.
You were surprised as everybody.
I was just sitting there with Davey Boy and Owen, and Davey looking at the monitor going, they just fought too. Owen, they fought too. What do we do?
Bruce, let me ask you, if Vince would have known, I don't mean to take over the monitor, if Vince would have known, because there's no way he could have gotten inside of my head and known the pressure I was under legally, he wouldn't have been able to know that there was no way. I told Bret not to worry about the belt. Do you think he would have done it anyway? If he would have known that I had no intention to use that, or do you take the belt?
Yeah, because that was Bret's last night, and he needed belt needed to change hands from Brett to Sean, storyline wise, to do everything that we wanted to do with Austin and everybody going forward. That needed to happen.